Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Deck Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Deck Talk. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a different type of episode and take a walk down memory lane. And what I mean by that is, let's take a look at one of the old video games that I used to play quite a bit back in the early 2000s. This game came out in 2002. It is the Yu-Gi-Oh game on the Game Boy Advance, the Eternal Duelist Soul. I think that came out in October of 2002 or something like that. It came with some special cards with it and everything. This game was legit. And I don't know, I mean, I just really liked playing this one. I played it quite a bit, and it's just hard to believe that now it's about 15 years old. So it made me really want to start looking at what kind of deck I had back in the day, back when I played in the early 2000s. And this deck is, I wouldn't say the best thing in the world, but it helped me dominate pretty well in the actual game itself. So I want to go through a few of the cards that possibly nowadays are just completely irrelevant, but in 2002, some of these cards were so darn good. So first I got the 7-colored fish. It was a level 4 water type, 1800 attack, 800 defense, just an absolute beat stick. And that was kind of the route that I was going with this deck, was just a lot of high powered monsters, minimal tribute summoning. That's kind of what I was going for. But of course, I also had an anti-Regeki here, which when your opponent activates Regeki, all of your opponent's monsters are destroyed in place of your own. So it seemed like every deck in this game, especially once you got into the later levels with the harder duelists, it seemed like everybody had Regeki. So having an anti-Regeki in there really saved my butt quite a bit, if I remember correctly. Also, you got the Axe of Despair, and I know this is one that people used to talk about a lot. It was an equip card. A monster equipped with this card increases its attack by 1,000 points, and when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can offer one monster from the field as tribute to place it on top of your deck. So, I mean, again, just a powerful equip card at the time, and I mean, when all you're focused on is getting that high attack power, that was the go-to equip card. Of course, you had an Axe Raider, a 1700 attack, 1150 defense, level 4, Barrel Dragon, and I mean, I'm still seeing some people use Barrel Dragon. I know even in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, that's Bandit Keith's go-to card as well. Of course, 2600 attack, 2200 defense, level 7. Its effect is toss a coin 3 times. If 2 out of 3 results are heads, destroy one opponent's monster, and this card can only be used during your own turn, once per turn. So, again, it's a classic, and I loved having that one, I guess, in my old deck back in 2002. Now you got Battle Ox, another beat stick, 1700 attack, 1000 defense, level 4. Had Beta the Magnet Warrior, 1700 attack, 1600 defense, level 4 as well. Black Pendant, which was another equip card, and a monster equipped with this card increases attack by 500 points. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, inflict 500 points of direct damage to your opponent's life points. That was a really good card as well, helped me out in quite a few situations. And of course, the trap card, Call of the Haunted. I mean, of course you had to have that. Select one monster from your graveyard and special summon it in attack position. When this card is destroyed or removed from the field, the summoned monster is also destroyed, and vice versa. So, I know this card is still being used quite a bit in today's format, depending on what kind of deck you're running, so that one never got old. Now, Change of Heart, I know this card is banned, but back then, this card was fantastic. You select and control one opposing monster, regardless of position, on the field until the end of your turn. Of course, I use this card all the time to get some of my tribute summons out. And of course, one of those tribute summons is Cybertech Alligator. It's a level 5, 2500 attack, 1600 defense monster. And, I mean, this thing was, basically the answer to Summoned Skull as well. Almost identical attack and defense stats. Then you have Dark Elf, a 2000 attack, 800 defense, level 4 monster. The card requires a cost of 1000 life points to attack. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good in certain situations, I'm sure, but I don't really see this card being used that often anymore. Of course, you had to have the Dark Hole as well, and I'm sure you all are familiar with that one. You just destroy all the monsters on the field. You had Diane Keto, the Cure Master. You increase your life points by 1,000 points. That was a great spell card as well. Dimensional Warrior, 1200 attack, 1000 defense, level 4 monster, that when this card attacks or is attacked, both this card and opposing monster are removed from play and cannot return during the current duel. Now, it's a little wordy, but nowadays we just call that banished. But, I mean, at least it had the extra caveat where it can't return during the current duel, so that's, I don't know, this card was great. Same thing with Fissure. You destroy one opponent's face-up monster with the lowest attack. It had Gemini Elf, a 1900 attack, 900 defense, level 4 beat stick, also fantastic. Giant Soldier of Stone, had 2000 defense, but 1300 attack, that was only a level 3 monster. Harpy's Brother, 1800 attack, 600 defense, another level 4 beat stick. And of course, back then too, we had Harpy's Feather Duster, which I know is also banned now, but of course the card destroys all of your opponent's magic and trap cards on the field. Just a fantastic card. Love that thing. Another equipped card, Horn of the Unicorn. A monster equipped with this card increases attack and defense by 700 points, and when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, it returns to the top of your deck. So it's another one of those recyclable spell cards. Nice equipped card, but it could get a little frustrating if you keep on losing your monsters in battle. And of course, one of the most feared monsters in the game in the early 2000s was none other than Jinzo. 2400 attack, 1500 defense, of course level 6. As long as this card remains face up on the field, all the effects of trap cards are deactivated. And that's how it was worded in the game. Really, really good card. This was my go-to. Still one of my favorites to this day, although now it seems like traps are not as heavily used. But you never know, they might make a comeback, and when they do, my Jinzo will be waiting in one of my decks. So, then you had Mahavilo, 1500 attack, 1550 attack, 1400 defense. Its effect is awesome. In addition to the effects of equipped cards, the attack of this monster is increased by 500 points for each card equipped to this monster. So, in this game, this was a great card to have. This was one that I always wanted to have in my hand at the time, because as you could tell so far, it seemed like I had a lot of equipped cards in here. So attach that axe with a 1000 attack increase, tack on another 500 attack, and you're already sitting at over 3000 attack just from that one equipped card. So, I mean, it was just a great card to have. Man-Eater Bug, one of the most frustrating cards in this Game Boy game. 450 attack, 600 defense, level 2. It's a flip, destroys one monster on the field regardless of position. And this was just frustration in a nutshell, was this card. And, of course, we got another equipped card. Man, I must have been really, really into equips at the time. But there was Megamorph. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, the original attack of a monster equipped with this card is doubled. If your life points are higher, the original attack is half. So, really gets you out of some tough spots in this game. They got a level 5 Millennium Shield. It's got a 3000 defense, 0 attack. But love having that one set on the field, and deals my opponent quite a lot of life points and damage when they're attacking with just one of their level 4 or lower monsters. Of course, standard in any deck, you had to have the Mirror Force trap card as well. You know what that does. Monster Reborn, which I believe is banned as well. Select one monster card from either your opponent's or your own graveyard and place it on the field under your control in attack or defense position, face up. This is considered a special summon. So, I don't know, it was a really good card. You had Mystical Elf, a level 4 monster with a 2000 defense, only 800 attack. Mystical Space Typhoon. Penguin Soldier, which was another awesome card to frustrate everybody. You can return up to 2 monster cards from the field to the owner's hand. But hey, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a pretty good card. Pot of Greed, which I know is also banned, but you draw 2 cards from your deck. Of course, I had Regeki as well. It was Spirit of the Harp, another 2000 defense, level 4 monster. Summoned Skull, that level 6, 2500 attack, 1200 defense, just an attack monster. Swords of Revealing Light, which I don't really see people using that too much anymore. I still think it's a pretty underrated card, but you count from your opponent's turn. None of your opponent's monsters can attack for 3 turns of his or her own. When this card is activated, opponents face down monsters that at the time are turned face up, but but remain in defense position. Any effects the monsters may have are immediately activated. So, I don't know, yeah, it's pretty good. Same thing, you got Time Wizard, which, of course, you toss a coin and call heads or tails, and if you call it right, your opponent's monsters on the field are destroyed, and if you're wrong, all your own monsters are destroyed, and you lose life points equal to half of the total attack. So, man, Time Wizard was a good card in a pinch as well. So, and of course, you got the Vorse Raider, which had a 1900 attack, 1200 defense, level 4, another beat stick, but I mean, after just looking at this main deck and this old Game Boy Advance game, it just seemed like my strategy at the time was just go for an all-out attack and just run away with it with all of those equipped spells and just trying to clear the opponent's field with stuff like, Penguin Soldier and Man-Eater Bug and all that stuff. But it seemed to work at the time. Nowadays, a deck like this will not get you very far in the current format. But still, this is just a lot of fun taking a look at at this old Game Boy Advance game, the Eternal Duelist Soul. I think I may start the game over at some point and just have fun with it again and just start relearning all of the old cards that at least were big when I first got into the game as well. So I don't know. This brought back a bit of nostalgia. I'm sure that there are quite a few other Yu-Gi-Oh games that were around that time as well that I'm sure some of you listeners have liked to play more than others. So if there's anything that you want to add about this game or any of the other games, maybe you want me to talk about a different old school Yu-Gi-Oh game that may have been out before, let me know on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. Again, it's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk. Feel free to reach out to me there. If you have any questions or concerns, you can reach me there. And with that, that's today's episode. I hope you enjoyed going back in time and really seeing a lot of cards that are irrelevant probably today. But hey, I had fun. Hope you did too, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Join us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/YuGiOh Deck Talk. Tell us about the decks you want to see broken down and analyzed. Discuss strategy and new cards. Meet other duelists. It's all on the YuGiOh Deck Talk Facebook page. Like it today.